You asked for it. Yes, you asked for it. Television's greatest all-time request show. Brought to you by Skippy, America's largest selling peanut butter. If you like peanuts, you'll like Skippy. You asked for it. With your genie with the light white hair, Art Baker.
The frozen north here. Very busy and frosty workshop here. If such a toy maker really exists, can I see him on your Christmas show? Sincerely, Mrs. Estelle Winkler. Well, Mrs. Winkler, he does exist, and I'll bet you anything he's hard at work right now in this very busy workshop. He's known as Trebor, and his lightning-fast skill, believe me, comes in handy filling last-minute orders. You'll find him in this shop. I'm almost... All right, you asked for it. Let's go and meet him. I was right, Trebor. Hard at work. You heard the commands of Mrs. Winkler, did you?
Yes, Mr. Baker. Some balloon toys in a hurry.
In a hurry. May I watch you?
Certainly. Sit right down.
Good.
First, Mrs. Winkler, a dachshund or a weenie dog. Now, Mrs. Winkler, a squirrel. And now, Mrs. Winkler, I want you to guess what this one is. A giraffe.
My golly, that's wonderful. Congratulations to you. A little dachshund and a squirrel and that marvelous giraffe down. In less than 3 minutes, I was timing you. I can see why Santa Claus finds you handy filling in rush orders at the end. Thank you very much. Mrs. Winkler, we're all glad that you asked for it. howdy, fellas. How you doing? Are you in a good humor? I hope you are, because I tell you, we've got some singing to do here, and, well, I want you in a good humor and your pipes all lined up here, and gather around a little bit in a huddle, will you? And I want to ask, you wrote, Dear Art, I am a Marine, and last Christmas, I was in the San Diego Naval Hospital, recovering from wounds received in Korea. In one ward, a group of leathernecks, some walking and some on crutches and some in wheelchairs, came around and sang Christmas carols. Now, they were not professional singers at all, but to me, it beat any great oratorio I ever heard in my life. It made my Christmas kind of sacred. That's what I asked for, a dozen or so Marines, guys who can fight 1 minute and come up singing the next. Signed, Henry Nevers. Well, Henry, tell you what we did. We went down to the great Marine base there in Camp Pendleton, and we invited these boys up here to answer your request. Say, who knows? You might recognize some of these faces. They might have been in that hospital with you on Christmas a year ago, or they might have been on the Korean battlefield. They just returned from there. Like you, they were there. Bill, when did you get over to Korea?
September 1950, Art.
1950. That seems ages ago, doesn't it? When were you wounded then, Bill?
November of the same year.
2 months you were there, hmm?
Yes, sir.
And last Christmas, how were you, hmm?
I didn't feel much like singing.
I guess so. But you're coming along well now, and isn't it great to be home on Christmas?
It sure is, Art.
Well, fellas, we're awful glad to have you here. And I tell you, Mr. Nevers back there, in fact, everybody, why don't you just come and join in while we sing you some good old-fashioned Christmas carols? You know, I used to sing in the First World War, fellas. Can I join in?
Sure.
Well, let's take It Came Upon the Midnight Clear. Ready? It came upon a midnight clear, that glorious song of old, to angels standing near the earth to touch their harps of gold. Peace on the earth, goodwill to men, from heaven's own gracious King. The world in solemn stillness lay, to hear the angels sing. Very successful. I know what I'd like. The first Noel, huh? The first Noel, the angels did say, was a servant for shepherds in fields as they lay. In fields where they lay keeping their sheep on a cold winter's night that was so deep. Noel, 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 Noel. Born is the King of Israel. I think that's good. You're better singers than you said. Let's try Silent Night. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, from yon virgin mother and child. Holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace. For a finale, oh come all ye faithful. Oh come all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. Oh come ye into Bethlehem. Come and behold him, born the King of angels. Oh come, let us adore Fellas, that was swell. I know what this letter writer meant. It made his Christmas a little more sacred. And I tell you, through you, Henry Nevers, back in Chicago, you made us all feel the same way. Because you asked for it. Thomas P. Dillon, Ludwig Donat. Two of Hollywood's most noted character actors, my friends. And they are here to recreate a very famous scene from one of America's all-time Broadway hits. Do you remember Abbie's Irish Rose? You bet I do. It was back in the roaring 20s. And for old time's sake, how about giving us a scene from that again? Robert Merrill. Well, Mr. Merrill, because you asked for it, yes. These two actors are going to portray the famous fathers. And now for you, Mr. Merrill, they are going to enact that famous Christmas
Scene, Mr. Merrill. I am Solomon Levy.
And I'm Patrick Murphy. Get along. My daughter Rosemary has married...
My son, Abbie. And because they got married, he doesn't speak to them. And I don't speak to them. In fact,
we don't speak to each other.
That, my friends, is how it was with the Levys and the Murphys. Well, one whole year passes, and the fathers learn that Rosemary had a baby. And unbeknownst to each other, each of them decide to plan to visit Abbie and Rosemary. And this is what happened.
What are you trying to do, you old goat? Wake up the baby?
Well, listen to him. It's my son's baby, isn't it?
I have as much right to be here as you have.
Well, that's what you think.
Aye, that's what I think. I came here to see me granddaughter and...
Look at him. He knows already it's a daughter. It's a girl.
Do you know what it is?
No, but I know it's not a girl.
Then if it's a boy, they must have named him after me. Patrick.
Hey, Patrick. What a name. Patrick Murphy.
Patrick's a name that speaks for itself.
Sure, but it doesn't say anything.
Ah, why don't you drop dead?
Thank you. The same to you.
One more word like that out of you and I'll...
Come, gentlemen. If you're going to fight like that, it's better if you'd stayed away.
What? Me stay away from me daughter and me grandchild at Christmas? Not me, daughter.
Oh, she ain't your daughter anymore. You disowned her. You said so, didn't you?
Instead of making the best of a bad situation, you two are only making it worse. Now, Abbie and Rosie are...
You mean Rosemary?
Rosie.
Very well. Abbie and his wife.
Rosemary and her husband.
No, he means Rosie and Abe Murray. Oh, shut up.
Don't tell me to shut up.
Quiet, you. APA, you.
Don't you call me an APA.
Now. Wait a minute. Solomon, why do you call him an APA?
I don't know. It makes him mad.
Say it again. I dare you. Go ahead, say it.
I'm not saying.
I didn't figure you would.
I don't have to say it.
You're what?
I think it.
Oh, you'll think it, will you?
I'm not thinking it now.
Ah, it's a good thing.
But I have a very active mind. Think of the weather like that.
Why, you're spulping your...
No, stop. Grown men, fathers, grandfathers. Now sit down there, both of you, and behave yourselves. I'll go bring the baby.
Doctor, what's the name of the baby?
Patrick Joseph.
Patrick Joseph. Glory be to God.
Patrick Joseph. Such a name should be in my family.
I think I'll call him Pat for short.
I'm not going to call him Pat. I call him Mr. Levy.
Well, here you are, Mr. Murphy.
Hello, Pat.
Pat.
Patrick Joseph Murphy Levy. Oh, I won't say the rest.
Solomon.
Oh, what's the use?
Solomon.
Twinsies.
Twinsies.
Close.
Ah. My Abbie's a smart boy. He wouldn't forget his old papa. Tell me, Doctor, is this one called after me?
Well, no, Solomon. I'm afraid not. You see, this one's a girl.
Take it. I don't want it.
Oh, yes, you do. Come on, Solomon, look at her.
No, I wouldn't do it.
Poor little Rebecca.
Rebecca? That was my wife's name, Oliver Shulman. Give me the baby. Oh.
You know, I have to give Abbie credit. This lad here is the spitting image of him. Why,
No, really?
yeah, look.
Well, I'm a son of a gun.
Didn't I tell you?
Yeah. The same with the girl. She's just like Rosie. What, isn't it? Look at her. Wait.
Would you mind if I held Rebecca for a minute?
Oh, no, not at all. Well, give me a little Patrick. What? Oh, wait. Careful.
Ah. Sure, I feel more natural with the girl.
Well, the same with me.
I feel more used to it.
I feel more natural with a boy. Hello. Hello, little Patrickle.
You know, Sol,
Yes, Pat?
I think we've been a couple of old fools.
What are you talking about? We're not that old. Pat, I think we should apologize to our children.
Sol, I'm ashamed of myself.
I feel like 10 cents worth of liverwurst. Listen. Listen to the Christmas bells. Beautiful, isn't it?
Peace on earth, goodwill to men.
Ah, goodwill to men. That's what we all need in this world, Pat. Love and respect. I read a poem once. It was so true. If all the world could be governed by the heart instead of the rod, then could we finally have peace on earth and walk in the footsteps of God.
Merry Christmas, Sol.
Good yonder, Pat.
That was a special adaptation of a beautiful Christmas scene from Abbie's Irish Rose. We're very grateful indeed to these two great actors, Ludwig Donat and Thomas Dillon, and also to Parley Bear, who played the doctor, and to Ann Nichols, the author, We're very glad that she permitted us to introduce these two lovable characters to the nation's television audience. And to you, Mr. Robert Merrill, you sure gave us all a lot of wonderful memories because you asked for it. From California. This Christmas card has a very special greeting for a number of families back east who asked for it. They were among the first to request to see some of their relatives and loved ones who live out here in the West on this holiday season. All right, here are the Greenbergs right here. There's Millie and Jeff and Bob. And they're sending sincere greetings to Mr. and Mrs. Jack Frankel back in Detroit, Michigan. These are the Zaedes. There's Martha and John and their charming little daughters, Juanita and Janetta. And they say a great big daughter and family, Jean Nemechek, in Fort Dodge. And next, the Jursky family. There's Jimmy and Pat and Jenny and Stanley. They're saying the very best of everything to the Nowaks and the Jurskys back in Toledo, Ohio. Over yonder, picking oranges there, are the Katsovulos. There is Ted and Jane and Dorian. And they are sending bushels of love and kisses to Mother and Dad back in Youngstown, Ohio. Yes, my friends, these folks out west here are posing for the largest Christmas card that was ever seen on television. And look, say, why don't you folks there say back there to the east, all your loved ones, Merry and Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. What I say to everyone, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.